Good afternoon and welcome back to West Ham United. I am Anton, and of course I'm going to bring to you today's West Ham Daily. Thank you very much to Russ from My Hammers 11. Make sure you go and check out his channel and hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much, Russ. I seen your comment, mate, about not being well. Listen, try my best, mate. Try my best, but it's not a competition. It's not a competition. So yeah, thanks for joining us, and I hope you've enjoyed the content over the weekend. We had a match day live with a preview, all that sort of stuff, and it was a disappointing result against Everton. And as you can see from my title, are our top four dreams over? ? What do you think? Get your comments in and let me know your thoughts. I'm going to go through some of the comments before we get started. Let's just see who's in and have a brief chat with you all. Do you know what? Actually, I might not. I might go straight into it and I'll come into the comments after. That's what I'll do. I'll do a little bit of a still. I'll do a still today. Anyway, you know, the weekend started earlier when Leicester's catastrophic defeat at Newcastle on Friday night left the Foxes facing what you could call squeaky bum time and left West Ham with a clear and obvious shot at Champions League football. Beat Everton, and West Ham would have been 2 points behind Leicester with games against Brighton, West Brom and Southampton to come. Leicester faced Manchester United, Chelsea twice with the FA Cup final to squeeze in as well, and of course Tottenham. And instead, this usually bright and vibrant West Ham side picked yesterday's afternoon game to produce lifeless display that we've had in months, or quite possibly one of our most boring and nothingness displays we've saw in a while. We managed not a single shot on target in 90 minutes against a slick and organised, very well professional, organised Everton side, who are starting to approach Manchester United's levels of away days delight. You know, they were already sitting fourth in the league for the best away record in the league. So this was, by many reasonable measure, a very poor performance from a West Ham side that we no longer expect to produce that sort of performance. And now that also, you know, the also important question is to be asked, is that the end of our Champions League shot? A shot that was unexpected, or a moment of extreme heightened pressure with that very unexpectedness, meaning it was a one-off chance that may never come around again? Do you think it will come around again, you know, after this season is done? Do you think West Ham have actually progressed or are a one-season wonder? Perhaps the answer to that question could be found in reaction at Everton, who now find themselves celebrating the renewed prospect of qualifying for European football next season, despite themselves having flirted really quite hard with the top four in the early months of the season. West Ham will not publicly, and quite rightly so, not give up the prospect of Champions League football just yet. But attention must now turn to making sure something is definitely taken from this extraordinary season. And it's not just been, you know, it's been a fantastic season. Spurs and Liverpool might turn their nose up at Europa Conference League spots that awaits the Premier League's 7th placed finishers, and West Ham are not so biased about any form of European football. For a team that spent last season fighting relegation, it would be spectacular to bring some form of European football back to the London Stadium. But there are still 8 teams in European contention, and one of them is going to join Arsenal. Yes, Arsenal on the sidelines. Liverpool with their game in hand will still have one eye on a late season salvaging charge at imploding Leicester, but so do West Ham. Why is everyone focusing solely on the Liverpool the Liverpool situation and not concerned about the fact that West Ham can still get there? If we can put yesterday's defeat behind us and get the results that we really ought to get from the games that remain, then a top 6 finish should still be ours, with a chance, depending on other teams dropping points, a shot at Champions League football, and that would be a truly remarkable achievement. Eighth, though, we now have to class as a major disappointment, but eighth is also a realistic position that West Ham could find themselves in. And that's the difference of where the league is at with 3 games to go, fourth or eighth. And it really wouldn't be a satisfactory outcome when, or would it be a satisfactory outcome considering where we thought we would have been if we rewind all the way back to the first 2 games of the season, which we lost the first 2 games of the season, and then obviously struggling at the foot of the table last year. And the fact that the objectives and goals shifted and changed as the season took shape, and to West Ham's credit, we've shifted those expectations more than anyone could ever envisaged. We still have a wonderful opportunity to give our season and football the tangible reward it deserves, but there can only be no repeat of this disappearing act versus Everton yesterday. Let's take a look at the teams around us remaining fixtures and discuss on paper what we think could happen. So I've got the Premier League table here, as you can all see, and you can see West Ham are currently sitting in 5th place, 5 points behind Leicester with 3 games to go. Liverpool sit tight in behind West Ham, 1 point, but with a game in hand on us, with Spurs following up with 2 points behind West Ham. So let's take a look at Liverpool's remaining. So shall we start with Leicester's remaining fixtures? That's what we'll do. And I want you to come in the chat and let me know what your thoughts are and potentially what results that they could get. They've got 4 competitive games left in this season, 3 in the Premier League and 1 in the FA Cup final. On Tuesday, tomorrow, the 11th of May, West Ham need to hope that Manchester United do us a favour, and we know they don't owe us any favours, but we need to hope that Man United want to go and delay the Man City party. And there are going to be players there going to be trying to prove a point to play in the Europa League Cup final. So we need to hope that Manchester United can do us a favour. However, they have got several games more in a short space of time. So, I don't know. On paper, I would hope Man United could get a victory there, and that really puts the pressure onto Leicester City. They then follow up this weekend with an FA Cup final against Chelsea on Saturday, again following that game with another fixture away at Chelsea. So they've got 2 away Premier League games, followed by Spurs at home in the last game of the season. So what do you expect from them to get from those Premier League games? I mean, they're not playing well as of late, and they are struggling, and they're losing. They've lost a few players to injuries, and they're not on form either. So what does that mean for the likes of Leicester City and their Champions League options moving forward? Currently on 63 points. I mean, what could West Ham afford for them to get with 5 points ahead? And I suppose worst case scenario is the worst, or the option below worst case scenario is that they're 5 points ahead. Could we accept them to get 9? No, because the goal difference is a lot better. So we really need to hope that they can only get no more than 3 more points from the last 3 games. So a couple of draws and a loss, 3 draws, and or no wins at all. And it's doable. It's potentially doable because of the situation they find themselves in, which they have been struggling. Sorry, you can hear the kids in the background. Just give me... no, it's fine. I'll just keep going. It's just, that's what happens when you're working from home and the kids are at home, etc. So yeah, what do you think points-wise for Leicester? I'm not so sure. Let's look at West Ham before we start to drop down the league a little bit more. West Ham have got 3 cup finals left, and I'm still calling them cup finals because I believe that our dream isn't over yet. Yes, we have to rely on other teams doing us a favour, but it can happen. West Ham face Brighton away. We've got 2 away games and 1 home game. Brighton away on Saturday the 15th of May. Wednesday the 19th of May, West Brom, who are already gone. And Sunday the 23rd of May, Southampton at home, our last game of the season. And questionably, you could say Southampton are on the beach already in their summer holidays. Brighton lost 2 big players at the weekend through suspensions and are going to be missing for the game. However, West Ham haven't got the best of records at Brighton or in the Premier League in general. So, on paper, you would think West Ham could walk away with after having the season we have, but the season just never goes as simple as we would like. We've had so many chances this season to try and overtake and cement our position, even in 3rd place, if possible. But It's still doable. How many points do you think we'll get from those games? Let's look at below us, and it's Liverpool next, who are up, and they have got 4 competitive games to go. The game that was cancelled against Manchester United, which was taking place this Thursday, which we need Man United to do, is another favour. However, they're going to have 1 day's rest between the Leicester game and the Liverpool game, followed up by already relegated West Brom away from home, Burnley away from home on the 19th, and then Palace at home. And on paper, you could questionably say they could win at least 3 of those games on paper. However, I will state it again, the season never goes the way that teams always want it to, which is never going to be easy, Ozzy. Let's take a look at Tottenham's last 3 fixtures. Sunday the 16th of May, Wolves at home. Wednesday the 19th of May, Villa at home. And Sunday the 23rd of May, Leicester away. So you can see Leicester's fixtures are piling up and putting the pressure on them. And if Liverpool do win their game in hand, they leapfrog West Ham, and as long as they keep winning the games, they'll probably they would look likely at that point then to keep and cement that 4th place. But we need to hope that Liverpool can slip up. But what we need to do is just solely concentrate on us pulling in 9 points from the last 3 games. And I'm telling you now, let's take a look at the league table one more time. If West Ham get 9 more points for this season, that puts us on 67 points for the league. 67 points. And we need to rely on Leicester not to only get three more points, and that's it. So yes, on paper you could afford Leicester to win 1 of those 3 games. As long as they lose 2, then that is okay. The other concern is we need to make sure that Liverpool slip up at least once from the remaining fixtures, but we need to walk away with the 3 victories. Give me 2. Sorry, I know you've probably heard the kids in the background, but that's just, again, the nature of what happens. I've had to get my wife to take her away for me. So what do you think? I'm going to jump into the comments and see what everyone's saying here as well. Hope you're well. Thank you. It's not over yet, especially if Man United beat Liverpool, but it's going to be tight. We just have to win our last 3 games and see where the dice land, and then we'll be on 67 points, which is what I've gone for, Daniela. Totally agree with you. No, the dream is not over. This is from Bernie. Thanks for joining us, Bernie. Just delayed for a few more games. The only sad thing from yesterday is we did not do ourselves justice at all, and a wasted opportunity does not come our way often. Absolutely. Stu77, whatever happens, it's been a great journey. It absolutely has, mate. 100%. Bernie, we also have a small squad, and we do not have loads of players who can change the game for us, like Chelsea or Man City. We was beaten by the better team on the day, and I'm sad to say it was down to us. I completely agree with you, Bernie. It was down to West Ham. It was what West Ham turned up, and we couldn't nullify any of the threats. No player was really playing at their best against Everton, and that was the biggest problem we had. Yeah, it has, Stu77. We're still on that journey still. I completely agree. I think, it's not over until the fat lady sings, as they say. 3 more stops, and then we'll see where our journey takes us next season. Hopefully Europe. Yep. Who would have believed West Ham could ever get a possible 67 points in the Premier League? Not me, for sure. Absolutely not. Mate, yesterday we had our pockets picked, and it hurts the most, I think. Absolutely. Stu, hope you're well. Mick Anderton joining us. Absolutely. Hope you're well. Good afternoon, Hammers family. Yep, you're all still here. Mick, I'm still confident. Don't know why, but I see other teams dropping points, and that's the key element to this show. I see other teams dropping points, but we can't afford to drop points. We cannot afford to drop points. But this season is silly. It's got silly results. It's going against everything that it's been designed to do. Clubs are going smashing clubs that they don't expect to do it. And we didn't expect Newcastle to turn up and destroy Leicester. We didn't expect Aston Villa to turn up and destroy Liverpool earlier in the season. And you're getting results like this all the way through. And it could take many twists and turns. And I believe it will take more twists and turns. I hadn't realised we had lost 3 of our last 4 games, and yet we're still 5th, and that shows you what's the change we've made this season. Mick, and you're all talking to each other. Is there a weekly today still, Kent? There is. He's doing one this evening, sorry, I should say. God, it's jumped. Apologies for that. I don't know why it does that, but it has. Let me just get back to where it is. Lee, hope you're well. Thank you for saying hi. It's all about the journey, not the destination, and it really is, mate. Marcus, afternoon all. Still feeling it from the loss yesterday, but like I said, Champions League or Europa League, let's just win our last games and get there, and that's what we need to do. We need to just concentrate solely on winning our 3 games and hope that other people don't turn up. Good day, Anton. Russ sent me thanks, Wally, for coming over. Mate, thank you, Mark, for joining us. Hope you're well. I think we're all Man United fans this week, aren't we? David, yes, mate. 100%. 100%. As much as I hate to say it, I think top 4 dreams could be over. All depends on Liverpool for me. Kent, yeah, but it does. It does. I mean, they slip up against Manchester United, Kent, then it's in our hands. We need to rely on Leicester not getting the results. We need to be careful and not forget the fact that they are still 5 points ahead of us. But if we win all our games, I see Leicester slipping up, and you could see someone coming in from the back trying to get a chance. So you never know. Hello, everyone. Hope you're all well. What a disappointment yesterday. But if we win our last 3 games, we have a good chance. But can we do it? Infinite wisdom. I think that game yesterday is the rocket up the backside that West Ham needed, and it's maybe a comment that you won't like me to hear me to say, but I genuinely do. I thought the goal that Calvert-Lewin scored would have been the rocket up the backside the team needed yesterday. However, I was shocked with the team selection yesterday. I didn't expect Moyes to be so on the front foot, etc. And I think don't know who's going to do the daily tomorrow, but I might put my point across for doing daily tomorrow because I've got a specific player I want to talk about why he's been one of the fan favourites. He's one of my favourites, but why he made it to take a step out for the next game, I'll explain all maybe tomorrow. Daniela Stewart, whatever happens, I still think the Premier League is our first priority. What you're talking about next season, of course. Sergio Aguero did us no favour. Absolutely, mate. What a terrible miss. What a terrible miss. Yeah, all is well here. Still very sunny but very windy today. Love the fact that you keep rubbing it in about the weather. But listen, don't worry about Stell. He's fine. Where are we? Ironclad. Suchek hit the inside of the post. Isn't that a shot on target? Everton had only one decent attempt, but scored from Ironclad. No, he didn't get a shot on target the whole game at all. I think it was Soufal's shot that hit the post. And no, it doesn't go towards a shot on target at all. James Farmer, I don't want others think, but as the game became more physical, we seemed to shy away and were second best in every challenge. We were. Every ball that Everton cleared, we did get the second man, like we were the second man to the ball all the time, but we just couldn't penetrate their defence. They set up Mina to nullify the threat of Antonio. Godfrey just played a blinding game for them and drove the ball forward from the back. And I'm not saying Everton had the best game I've ever saw them play, but they just nullified the threat. And as we've been saying, Moyes got out Moyes yesterday. Zach Parker, top 4 is well and truly over. Hopefully we get Europa League still. Make a big difference on the players we can attract. The board back Moyes, 50 million to spend is nothing. I don't know. Under Moyes, I have faith. Yes, I know we want more money. Yes, I know we need a lot more players, but just going to have to back and see what Moyes is given and see what he says. Daniela, I see your comment on TalkSport earlier. Yeah, let us know what that was. Lingard was poor yesterday, unfortunately. Needed a bit of magic. Yeah, he was, but I actually think that was quite possibly one of his only poor games he's had in a West Ham. Fulham game, questionable, because I think he such a good game on his debut that the Fulham game was a struggle when he played in that one, but then he found his feet. But yeah, we'll see. Still saying, of all the teams, I really hope Liverpool don't overtake us. Mate, you've got to have a bit more faith in what you do, because they might not overtake us at all. Everyone's fully expect. I mean, okay, questionably, I'm saying that West Ham can win our 3 games, but Liverpool have had not a consistent season at all. They are all over the shop. They have a terrible home record this season, and they are getting beat by teams they're not being expected to get beat by. And I don't know what, I wouldn't even be surprised if they turned up and maybe got a result against Manchester United, but lost or 1 or 2 of the games that they've got following that. That's a very typical Liverpool season this season. Oh, what could have been, Robert, but I'm not giving up yet. 8th would feel now like a disappointment, and if that's all we get, it would. But we're still 5th, As Mark Noon has said, I went to my first game in 1977. I've seen about 6 good seasons in that time, and everyone needs to get behind the team and stop mourning. Absolutely, Mark. To have Liverpool, Everton, Spurs overtake us would be sickening, but it won't happen, and I'm having the faith. David M. Do David Moyes have a point questioning the integrity of the Premier League, asking Man United to play Champions League rivals Leicester and Liverpool in 40 hours? I think it's outrageous, and I think it is, and I think Moyes has made a statement. He has made a statement about it. I think it is ridiculous that it's happened. I don't know what else we can do. I mean, we go on about it all the time about the Premier League and the powers that be that favour the top teams. Claret Noon, problem is Diop and Dawson ain't as good as Balbuena and Ogbonna. So maybe another topic for another daily show this week. But I think that yesterday's game, it wasn't the defence that was the problem, if I'm being brutally honest with you. I think many defences would have struggled with Calvert-Lewin's run, the ball played through and the run, and he's a player, he's the highest goal scoring English player in the Premier League. Is that right? Someone hopefully can maybe correct me if I'm wrong. And I think many defenders would have struggled with that in particular. So I think yesterday's game, that wasn't the problem, if I'm being brutally honest. The problem was the creativity, the penetration and getting forward and not even having a shot on target. Claret, to be honest, that was my biggest issue. Gary K, Cray, we don't talk 6, Rice is gone, Lingard leaves. Well, I'm not even going to think of that. 8th will be terrible disappointment. Zach, I'm still fuming about the pushing Antonio's back for a pen. If that happens to Salah, then VAR, tell the ref to take a look. Almost feels like a conspiracy to keep the biggest teams in the top 4. Zach, I completely agree with you, and that's why I don't understand. I don't understand the whole mindset of VAR. I really don't understand the whole mindset of VAR. I don't know, it's inconsistent use. It's just an absolute joke. We need Rice back now. He must be close. He allows Souček to push forward. He does, and I'm really surprised he didn't get involved in the game this weekend, especially after some of the clips I saw of him in training. I mean, he was doing stuff that was outrageous, and that makes you think that he's ready to rock and roll, but obviously he wasn't. I have no doubts in my mind, as long as everything goes okay in training, he'll be back for the Brighton game. James Farmer, Leicester to lose all 4. It's a big statement. Could you imagine? Still, Leicester could possibly lose all the remaining games, but this season has just been so all over the shop, we just don't know. Skipper 8th would have been great at the start of the season, but if we end up with that and miss out in Europe, would be disappointing. Be like ordering a large Big Mac meal and ended up with just a plain cheeseburger. Adam Cook, Champions League is going to be ours. Disappointed about the defeat, but it's still on. Have faith. I absolutely do, mate. Glenn Marshall, still, I don't think Liverpool finishing above us is a disappointment. Champions League winners and Premier League winners in the last 2 seasons. Yes, but they're not going to finish above us, Glenn. They are not going to finish above us. We need Man United to beat Liverpool. We absolutely do. We need Man United to beat Leicester as well. We need Liverpool to drop points, as even if we win all 3, they can jump us 100%, Mick, 100%. Jeremy, should we play 2 centre-forwards against teams who park the bus? This is the thing. I think that Moyes may set up in a similar style for the last 3 games to what we saw. I think there may be 1 or 2 changes in terms of Declan Rice and maybe something defensively. But with the attacking lineup we saw yesterday, even though they didn't hit the ground running and they didn't get started, is the team that I would like to see for the last 3 games, if I'm being brutally honest. Still, I guess what I mean is, Glenn, we've been above them for the best part of the season, so we'll be gutting if they overtake us at this stage, and they won't. WHUFC, okay, our shots on target were nil, disappointing, but it was Everton who let us play in front of them. They got the tactics right. We were normally play on the break. Absolutely. Yep, that is true. Ancelotti done a Moyes on us. I would be over the moon with 6th place in Europe. Mick Anderton. Yeah, do you know what? I would be happy with Europe, but when you're so close within touching distance of the Champions League, I'm going to have a tiny bit of disappointment if we don't qualify for that, but I'll still be happy. What a season we've had. It's so close. I literally can't predict where anyone will finish from 4th to 8th. Nail in the head, mate. That's why I put all the fixtures in. Half the teams are playing each other. Some of them are on form, some of them aren't. Chelsea are on form, playing well, but their season go to pot because they're concentrating on winning the Champions League. They will want the Champions League more than anything. 100% Chelsea will put in all that energy into that. Not that they're going to give up on the Premier League, but they will want that more than anything. Yes, Jeremy, we should, and a shame we didn't do that against Everton. We will get 2 wins and a draw. What does 2 wins and a draw put West Ham on? Gives us 7 more points, which would put us 2 points above Leicester if Leicester don't win another game, and a point above Chelsea if they don't win another game. I think Adam Cook's saying, I think Leicester will lose 2 and get a draw. We win our games, we can do it. Yep, absolutely. Hit the like button, people, please do it. I too will be over the moon with 6th place. Think of European away days, weekends in the Europa League. James Farmer, Liverpool will win all 4. I know they've hit a bit of form at the wrong point of the season, but we need to hope that the crazy season pans out the way it's been panning out, and West Ham have got a chance. Claret Newham, I only want Europa if we're strong enough side to win the competition. Otherwise, I'd rather just sack it off and go for FA Cup and League Cup. I understand the sentiment behind that, but I think, if we can strengthen in terms of Lingard and we play European football and we keep Declan Rice and we spend a bit of money and bring in a bit more quality in certain positions, then yeah, I think we've got not a good chance of winning it, but holding ourselves well. Forget Everton. The Newcastle game did us for the Champions League. Mate, that is why, it's not over until the fat lady sings. Look at Leicester. They didn't expect the defeat against Newcastle, but they did. Burnley, we will brighten big time. We will win all 3 games, I think. We absolutely do. Still thinks that Liverpool will get 9 points from those games. And if they get 9 points from those games and West Ham get 9 points from those games, we will go up. We'll finish above Liverpool, which is what we need to do, hoping Leicester drop points. James Farmer, Spurs will win 2, lose 1, and then that just keeps them completely out of our reach. And still, you're saying you think we'll win all our 3. Happy Hammerette. We've only lost back-to-back games once this season, I believe. We'll beat Brighton next week with Rice back. I just want to make sure we finish above Spurs. First time supporting the Manx. Absolutely, Mick. Jeremy Brown. Hope Man United strive to keep Liverpool out of the Champions League spot. Absolutely. And it will be weird to cheer on Man United in the Premier League. Leave Asalo, we are still massive. I really think we're unlucky and bad decisions. Let's not get too down and just focus on the next one, onwards and upwards. Apologies for me, still recovering. Mick Anderson, I hope Spurs finish 8th. Everton still steal that last spot. Robert Singleton, we should have got the ball to the byline, pulled it back across the box to cut out their height. Yep, absolutely. Don't stress about the kids, Anton. It's fine. No, I don't normally at all, mate. I'm cautious of the fact I need to also go back to work as well. DMH, we'll do better when Rice comes back, but I think it's a little bit too late. Liverpool will finish above us. Oh, come on. Be a little bit more positive. Set our sights on 6. Anything above that would be dream come true. Mick Anderson, Richarlison was rolling on the ground roughly every 10 minutes. Can't stand him. I usually do like him, but I was really disappointed in his performance. Didn't rate him yesterday at all. Thought he was really slow getting forward and on the counter-attack. I really, really did. Is Rice going to be fit for the last 3? I think he will. I really think he will. Still, I missed the watch-along. I had Imagine Your Voice going up an octave when I watched. Nail on the head, mate. Nail on the head. Let's see. There's loads of more comments. I'm going to have to skip through some. Morel, folks, hopefully we can get Rice back for the Brighton game. All we can do is try and win all of our games and see where we finish. Still proud of the team this season. Got to keep the faith. 6th is Europa Conference, isn't it? No, I thought it was 7. 7th, yep, 7th place it is. Claret Newham, we've lost 3 of our last 4. I feel we will drop points and out last 3, so top 4 is gone for me. I understand why people are saying it, but I'm more of a half glass full than a half glass empty. Aidan, I was disappointed with the result and reflected in my voice, mate. Absolutely. Caden, enjoy the football and don't worry about position in Europe. Que sera, sera. What will be, what will be. Loads of comments again. I'm having to jump through them. Infinite Wisdom on 6. Oh, 6, fine then. Thanks, Del. I would want us to avoid this new one. Well, I don't know. Question is, who's injured from yesterday's game? I do have an update on that, but I think I'll leave that to Stel. If you are watching, Stel, there you go. I'll let you break that on your West Ham Weekly tonight. There is some updates on injuries. Hopefully it's not as bad. Oh, well, then maybe Stel is actually telling you anyway. Here we are, Lanzini and Creswell, Bernie, but Creswell should be okay. Yep, looks like he only suffered a dead leg. I thought he was going to just save that for the show tonight, but obviously not. Clark Newham, Cup Winners' Cup was class. It was actually a competition full of champions, unlike the Europa these days, and the Champions League full of third, fourth, and sixth place sides who never won a cup in that season. You're right, mate. Trev Tube, some good news. Creswell's injury shouldn't prevent him from being back for our last 3 games. Dead leg, absolutely, mate. Glenn Marshall, worst penalty from a legend, a striker, Aguero. No. Dan Fandangos, we only win our last 3 games. See what happens from here now. Leicester could still cock it up, but Liverpool are the team to watch with their game in hand. Absolutely here. Warrior, hi Irons United, new to your chat. We need to focus on our last 3 games as a team. It's in our hands now. Came over from my Hammers 11. Great chat. Warrior, thank you for joining us, mate. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the subscribe button, and get familiar with our content. We always engage with the chat, always have a bit of laugh with you guys. We do loads of cool giveaways, and it's good fun. So please, thank you for coming across, and please make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Ironclad, do you think Linkard quiet last 2 games because the front line was so overcrowded and he didn't have room to express himself? No, I actually think Lingard had a good game last time out against Burnley. I think he caused a lot of the space that the other players had, but I just think Everton tactically beat West Ham yesterday. Simple as that. They man-marked Antonio. They pushed Antonio out wide and removed him from the game altogether. And we were getting frustrated. We couldn't penetrate their defence. I thought Benrahma didn't have his best game at all. We lost the creativity from Lanzini when he came off injured. And at that point, it was backs to the wall. And do you know what? We really probably need... I don't know if we needed Fornals to be doing what he normally does, because we needed the more creative side, not a player covering the ground. We just couldn't penetrate them, and that's what we needed, players that could penetrate yesterday, and not everyone turned up. So we'll see. Leave Salo, bad decisions, had us playing with 10 men and affected the outcome of the results, in my opinion. Then Corp, I wish Moyes didn't start with Saeed. He looked tired and knackered. Fasting on a normal day is so hard, let alone on a game day. Absolutely disappointed in Benrahma's performance yesterday. To be honest, he had a really good chance to really go for it, and he just didn't take his chance yesterday. Clark Newham, Benrahma had over 32 attempts on goal, which is the most from any Premier League player this season without scoring. Not good enough for me. I seen that stat put around yesterday. I've just not had a chance to actually read into it or see it either. Declan back from Glenn Marshall, back in a big boost of the last 3 games. Absolutely. Adam Cook, Liverpool may have won their last couple of games, but for me hasn't played that great, so I don't think they'll win all their games. I don't think they'll win all their games either, to be honest. We're still in this. Have faith, everyone. Absolutely, James. And that's me, got myself down to the bottom. Thank you so much for continuing to watch us on the West Ham United channel. If you are new here or you are watching, click the subscribe button, click the thumbs up, engage in the comments. You can leave a comment after the video goes live. Tonight, Stell's going to be here with a West Ham Weekly. He aims for 8, probably will be on by 9 p.m. But keep an eye on the channel. Stell will turn his show off of private, and then you should get a notification 30 minutes before it goes live. That's why you should click the bell notification. That's the key to this subscribing. You click subscribe, then you click the bell notification. If you click the bell notification, anytime the show is about to go live or goes live, you get that notification 30 minutes before it goes live, and then you get the notification that it has gone live. So tune into Stell's West Ham Weekly. Tomorrow we'll be back with a daily and then the player ratings for the game against Everton. Sorry, it's short and sweet, but I do need to go back to work. And yeah, are our top 4 dreams over? For me, they're not, but we do have to rely on other teams to get some results for us. And as long as we go ahead and win our 3 cup finals, we're still in with a chance. But European football is looking like it could be there. Fingers crossed it is. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Come on, you Irons.